Hello guys, welcome back. Now today, we're going to be talking about rising and falling draft stock after the U18 World Junior Championships. The 2019 U18 World Juniors are complete, so which 2019 NHL draft prospects rose and fell in the rankings? Watch till the end to find out. Now, with this year's U18 World Juniors in Sweden, I got to see a big glimpse into a lot of prospects heading into this 2019 NHL draft. So I'll share with you guys 5 prospects who I think will rise in mock drafts and 5 prospects who I think will go down in mock drafts because of their tournament performance. Now, going right into it, my first riser is obviously Caulfield of Team USA. He had a spectacular tournament throughout the whole thing. He was just absolutely dominating. Now, Caulfield is a center/right winger, age 18, 5'7", 163 pounds, but he just destroyed all the competition that he had in front of him. Now, in the World Juniors this year, he played 7 games, getting 14 goals, 4 assists for 18 points. And when it comes to Caulfield, he broke the goal-scoring record across U18 ever. That whole tournament, there has never been a player to score more goals than Caulfield. And that is something that'll definitely raise his draft stock, and in my opinion, has. I don't think there's too much of an argument to put Caulfield outside of the top 10 now. While, yes, Jack Hughes has a lot to do with his excellent performance, Caulfield was a fantastic player throughout the USDP this season and the World Juniors, and deserves to get his credit alone. And while there might have been some doubt before about him not being in the top 15, I don't think there's any doubt whatsoever now about Caulfield being that electric goal scorer that he is right now. He's proved that in the USDP, he has certainly proved that in the World Juniors, and Caulfield has certainly rose to the occasion. Now, for the first faller on my list, I have Pelletier. He is on Team Canada, a left winger. He's at age 18, 5'9", 161 pounds, and while he didn't have a bad tournament, he was very, very average, and I definitely wanted to see more from him, especially in this tournament. Now, with Team Canada, he ended up playing 7 games and got 2 assists for 2 points, but his QMJHL season was absolutely amazing. He got points left and right, looked like a very speedy guy. When it came to his performance, I wanted to see a lot more, especially point-wise. When I was seeing some I saw a few Canada games in that tournament. He wasn't really too noticeable either. He didn't really make too big of an impact, I felt. And with Pelletier, I just think that he could have had another level in the U18s he just did not reach, which is a shame because I think he is a top 15 prospect. I think because of this tournament, he might go down a little bit, and I think that is the case because I still think he's a talented player, but the tournament was definitely not his best showing. Now, for the second riser on my list, I have Simon Holmstrom from Team Sweden. He is at age 17. He is a right winger, 6'1", 185 pounds. And Holmstrom, I knew his name before this tournament, but I didn't really get too much of a grasp of him. I didn't watch him too much before this tournament, but wow, did he blow me away. In the World Juniors, with Team Sweden, the team that ended up winning gold, he ended up playing 7 games, getting 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points, and those point totals are absolutely fantastic. They're very good, but when it came to his on-ice play, I was very impressed with his offensive impact especially. He was all over the ice and in a good way. Not in the bad way where he's confused and missing points, but when it comes to Holmstrom, he was very, very good, very, very solid, and the talent was obviously there. When it came to his potential, I always saw him as a second-round prospect, but now after this tournament, I can maybe see him going into the top, maybe top 30 of this draft because of how well he played. While it might be a little bit of a reach, the talent is certainly there. To go in the top 30 wouldn't exactly surprise me. Now, for my second faller in this tournament, I have Miko Conklin of Team Finland. He is a defenseman, age 18, 5'11", 198 pounds, and when it came to his World Junior performance, I wasn't expecting too much from him, but he still kind of let me down. Now, in the World Junior Championships this year, he played 5 games, getting 1 assist for 1 point. And when it came to Miko Conklin, it kind of is a conglomerate of being so disappointed in his Liga season. Now, he started off absolutely fantastic. While a lot of those points were secondary assists, he racked up a ton of points in Liga to start out the year. And he was looking like a guy that could maybe push into the top 10 at points. And I think I had him at number 9 at my highest when it came to my mock draft. But since then, since about, I would say, November, he's dropped down quite a bit. The point production has slowed down immensely. And then the World Juniors, I'm not sure I was expecting too much, but 1 assist on a team that needed some defense, and Conklin was one of those guys there that wanted to step up. It was a little bit disappointing in my opinion from a guy that was already starting to disappoint me. A little bit of better good news for Team Finland. My third riser is Patrik Puistola. He is on Team Finland. He is a left winger at age 18, 6 foot, 174 pounds. And in the World Juniors, while there wasn't too many players for Team Finland to step up, Puistola definitely did. Now, in the World Junior Championships this year, he played 5 games, getting 5 goals for 5 points, and that is pretty solid. For a Team Finland team that ended up losing in the semifinals, Patrik Puistola definitely did perform, and he did perform in a great way. Now, I saw Puistola as kind of like a third-round steal. I didn't really see him going higher than that, but right now, because of his U18 tournament, I could see him going pretty early in the second round. Maybe not in like the top 40 or anything, but maybe like 55 to 60. It could definitely work that way. And for Puistola, he had an amazing U18 tournament. He was very solid in the Finnish Liga program, and I feel like with Puistola, he has offensive potential. From what I saw in the U18 tournament, he was very, very impressive, and if he translates that over, he can be a very solid and good NHL player. Now, moving on to my third faller of the tournament, I have Tobias Bjorklund. He is on Team Sweden. He is age 18, defenseman, 6 foot, 203 pounds. When it comes to his World Junior Championships tournament, for a team that ended up winning the gold, he really didn't have too much to do with it, which was seriously surprising. Now, in the World Juniors, he ended up playing 7 games, getting 1 assist for 1 point. And when it came to Team Sweden, who ended up winning the gold medal, I was expecting still a lot bigger an impact on Bjorklund. Now, the defense was still fine on his part, for sure, but offensively, I wasn't really too impressed with him. Broberg was the big defenseman that was making the points and making things happen offensively. But when it came to Bjorklund, I wasn't too impressed with him throughout that whole tournament. From what I saw, offensively, is pretty lackluster, and for a guy that was in the bout fringe second round, I can see him slipping back to the third round because of this disappointing performance. Now, for my fourth riser of this tournament, I have Bobby Brink of Team USA. Now, Bobby Brink is a right winger at age 17, 5'10", 187 pounds, and I was already a pretty big fan of Bobby Brink, but he impressed me a ton throughout that whole tournament. When it comes to Bobby Brink, he only ended up playing 5 games in this tournament, but man, those 5 games were absolutely brilliant. Now, in 5 games, he ended up playing or getting 3 assists, 3 goals for 6 points. And when it comes to what I saw from Bobby Brink, he was especially impressive. The goal scoring was definitely there. The overall playmaking, the offensive impact that he had was amazing for Team USA. And when it comes to his draft stock, I still see some people putting him outside of the first round, which I think is absolutely blasphemous because that guy certainly does deserve to go in the first round at least. When it comes to Bobby Brink, I have him in my top 20. I don't think he's budging from that whatsoever, but I still think that a lot of people have to turn around on him, and with these World Junior Championship stats, I think people will start to do that. Putting him in the first round is just a necessity. He is a first round prospect, and people will start to learn that over the next few weeks with this World Junior Championships performance, and he definitely deserves that. Bobby Brink is a fantastic prospect, and he has a lot to offer, especially offensively. Now, moving on to my fourth faller of the tournament, I have Thomas Harley. He is on Team Canada. He is age 17, defenseman, 6'3", 187 pounds. And when it comes to Thomas Harley, obviously the offense is there. We've seen that in the OHL. But even with the offense, I think he was a little bit disappointing for Team Canada overall. When it comes to his World Junior Championships performance, he played 7 games, getting 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points, and that's pretty solid, especially for a defenseman. But when it comes to the Team Canada games that I saw, Thomas Harley was decent, but I think I expected a lot more from him. From how he played in the OHL with the Mississauga Steelheads, he was racking up points left and right, especially on the power play, and he didn't quite do that in this World Junior Championships, and that might be he was maybe a little bit banged up, his OHL season over, who knows. But when it comes to his overall performance, I was not too impressed with him, and especially the offense, which is his bread and butter, was kind of disappointing. So, well, for me personally, I had Thomas Harley as a slam dunk top 25 prospect. That might not be the case anymore. With his disappointing World Junior Championships, he might be even slipping out to the second round, which would be a little bit concerning, but I still think he is a decent prospect, even with the disappointing World Junior Championships. Now, moving on to the last riser at number 5, I have Alex Newhook. When it comes to players on Team Canada, I don't think anybody impressed more than Alex Newhook. Alex Newhook has been kind of played as a guy that hasn't really performed in tournaments in the past, but man, he did this time. Now, he is with Team Canada, of course. He's a center, age 18, 5'11", and 190 pounds. And Alex Newhook, to be really considered as a top 20 or even top 15 guy, certainly needed to impress in the U18 tournament, and man, did he do exactly that. He played 7 games, getting 5 goals, 5 assists for 10 points overall, and even without the points, I still think he looked brilliant. In the games that I watched of Canada, the playmaking was certainly there, the passing was on point, and when it comes to the overall offensive impact, the points definitely show it. He was fantastic, and overall Team Canada, I think he was maybe their best player, maybe not, but one of their best offensive players for sure. He definitely put up the points and led Team Canada in points, which is certainly impressive for a guy that has that stigma of not performing, especially in tournaments before. And for Alex Newhook, while I probably had him outside of my top 20, I think he could maybe go into my top 15 because of how well he played in the U18s. I think a lot of people are trying to change their minds on Alex Newhook because of that. There was still some concern about this BCHL season, how good he really was. But in the U18s, while he didn't really exactly prove it, he definitely showed what he can be. Now, last but not least, for my 5th faller and my last faller of the U18s, I have Vasily Podkolzin. He is on Team Russia. He is a right winger, age 17, 6'1", 190 pounds. And when it comes to his whole tournament, I don't think there's been a more controversial player than Vasily Podkolzin. I've seen a lot of people saying he's good. I've seen a ton of people saying he's been bad. And I think I'm kind of in the middle. Now, in the World Junior Championships this season with Team Russia, he played 7 games, getting 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points. The Team Russia team that ended up winning silver, by the way. When it came to Vasily Podkolzin, I was pretty impressed with him in that gold medal game, but besides that, he wasn't really that offensive guy, and I think a lot of people expected him to be. When it comes to Vasily Podkolzin, I personally expected him to dominate this tournament. For me, if I want to change my mind on him completely, I really want to see a dominating performance. And when it came to Vasily Podkolzin, I didn't quite see that, at least consistently. And that's a big problem for a guy that has been plagued a little bit by not enough games, people not seeing too much of him. In the World Juniors, he definitely could have proven himself as a top 5 pick, but I don't think he really has. In fact, I think he's kind of proven himself as maybe not even worthy of a top 10 pick. That's how bad or disappointing of a tournament he had. And while it wasn't bad, 4 points in 7 games is not bad whatsoever. I think a lot of people, including me, expected a lot more. And with Vasily Podkolzin, he had an amazing U20 World Juniors. He was dominant in the Hlinka Gretzky Cup earlier in the season. And for a lot of people, including me, we all expected them to have a better tournament. And I still think while he might have been decent on the ice, the points just did not add up until that gold medal game. With Vasily Podkolzin, a guy that a lot of people still have as the number 3 overall pick, I don't think he really justified that in this tournament, which is a big, big problem. But overall, this U18 World Junior Championships was a ton of fun to watch, with Team Russia and Team Sweden, 2 pretty decent underdogs competing, and Team Sweden winning the gold medal for the first time in U18 history. It was a lot of fun to watch, and of course with a lot of these prospects, including guys like Jack Hughes, it was just a treat to watch, especially offensively. But of course, with this video, I want to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments down below. So, let me know, what do you think about my top 5 risers? What do you think about my top 5 fallers? What do you think about the prospects that I mentioned in this video? And of course, to you as well, who are your top 5 risers and your top 5 fallers in this tournament? But if you guys want some more Grav videos just like this one, you can click on this card right here to watch my video about my April 2019 NHL mock draft. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Again, comment down below your thoughts on my risers, my fallers, and what your risers and fallers would be in this tournament. And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Goodbye.